Today in the crypto space, we're seeing the market getting a nice bounce to the upside. Bitcoin back to about 63,000, Ethereum right about 3,500, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins getting a nice green move. Definitely Avalanche, Tau, Arweave, ENS, Chainlink, and many others getting some green relief to the upside. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one layer one that is looking pretty good and getting early signs of a reversal, and that project is called Fantom. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including these live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's continue. Let's go see what's going on with this market. Bitcoin is getting relief. We see that in the last little while. Nice green price action for Bitcoin, leading the space, basically bringing all the other projects up with it. Ethereum looking pretty good as well, another 2% to the upside. And if we keep on scrolling down here, you can see that the general market is looking great, right? We're seeing a lot of the altcoins wake up. In fact, some of them are even outperforming Bitcoin, right? We have Cardano doing pretty good. We have Solana doing pretty good. And if we keep on going down, we're going to see a few others, even Polkadot, Chainlink, and the list goes on. Near Protocol, 3% to the upside and still getting a bit of a pullback in the short term. Polygon up 2%, another one that has been getting a bit of a pullback in the short term. So we really have to understand that this relief to the upside was pretty good for the market, particularly seeing Bitcoin stay above horizontal structure, so horizontal support. That's a really good sign. And then we have Caspa getting a bit of FUD, and of course it's just because, you know, their upgrade didn't go so well. No big deal. You know, I feel like they're gonna, you know, come back. They're gonna, you know, go back to the drawing board, fix things up, and deploy properly. They're gonna be coming up with their smart contracts any moment now. So just be patient. I know the market's selling off based on that, but it's an opportunity, in my opinion. I can't see Caspa backing down from the actual official release eventually. So let's just be patient. Understand that in the industry, software particularly, you know, things don't always go to plan, but at least they're going to come around and get things fixed up, ready to go. Render getting a pullback after getting to a previous highs, basically at the top of the range, pretty good there. And the rest of the market is pretty green with the short-term pullback in the immediate short term, meaning like short term. Look at these little dips. So maybe a bit of a dip, maybe a continuation. I feel like on the 4-hour, generally all these charts did get overbought. And that's an indication that maybe we do come down for a bit of a retracement on those doing pretty good. But what's really interesting is seeing the way BitGet token BGB is behaving at the current moment. 4.5% to the upside suggests, and 9.5 in the last 7 days suggests that there's individuals getting on the exchange. And again, I use this as a leading indicator because when exchange tokens do very well, you got to ask yourself is who is buying those exchange tokens and what's the incentive to buy those tokens and which type of people are interested in those incentives. Well, guess what? They're traders. Retail traders go in on these smaller exchanges and they get all in on those altcoins and they like the BGB token, for instance, because you get benefits, you get rewards for holding, right? Either it be airdrops or reduced fees and so on and so forth. So this is a good sign that people are getting involved on the exchange. Well, we get on exchanges because we want to trade crypto and buy crypto, so that's a good sign. Maybe we get a bit of volume in the upcoming days. Fantom doing pretty good, up 5%, even though it is pulling back ever so slightly in the short term. Fantom, in my opinion, although it is a larger cap altcoin, $1.6 billion market cap, which means that it has you know, has a mature state, but it could still definitely do a 5, 6, 10x, maybe even so. So what I really do like here is that you're getting stability of a seasoned ecosystem, an ecosystem that has been around, that has, you know, a lot of applications already starting to build on it. We have obviously DeFi, we have meme coins, we got a lot going on there on Fantom, but ultimately There's a lot of good bullishness with the upgrade, the Sonic upgrade, which is great for Fantom. And then obviously, the team being so solid. So I feel like it's a good play if you're looking to front run on altcoin season. Seeing a lot of the capital flow into the large caps, the blue chips. Fantom is at that level, right? We got to understand Fantom and many others are at that level currently where they're blue chips. They've been around, they've been tested, and the tech is pretty solid. What else do we do? What else do we see here? We see a lot of grinding to the upside here for Aave, which is a sign of strength in my book. It looks pretty good there. And if we keep on going down, there are a lot of charts that are kind of going sideways, like Core, but Algorand making a higher high is really bullish. That's good. Maybe come down for a higher low, back test of the breakout, and then we continue to the upside. While Celestia pushes down to much lower levels here, 8.5% for TIA. Not a good look, guys. Not a good look for Celestia. I'm now wondering what kind of FUD, came its way in the last little bit. What's going on there? Because it is kind of going against the grain with the general market. The general market now is pretty much green, or at least sideways, neutral. But why is Celestia down 8.5%, guys? So the charts do definitely tell you that something's up. So make sure you go and check out what's going on there in the news. What else do we have here? ENS is still showing tons of strength, guys. It's up 20% for the day. Pretty solid there. And if we keep on going, we got KuCoin. KuCoin still grinding to the upside. Today it's pretty stable at 0, no real movement, but you can see that it's showing a lot of strength in the last bit. Again, another indication that the retail market is potentially getting in here. Layer 0 also doing good, nice 6% pop. So there's a lot of good price action here today, and we can see that the market is looking for a potential reversal. May take some time, but guys, here on the channel, all we want to do is stay one step ahead to be prepared for any of the volatility. And I feel like we should be preparing for a bit of a reversal here in this market to see if some relief from the bulls. The bulls need to step in, give us a response to see exactly what they have in store. If they do not have enough strength, guys, let's wait for the bearish response, and then we'll see if the bears are still in control or not. Because as of now, I feel like we're due for a bit of a reversal. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin first. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll take a look at Fantom to see what exactly is Fantom. But Bitcoin could give us an indication of what the altcoins could be doing. Right now, Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it's respecting TA pretty accurately. We came down to the bottom of the range and we got a nice bounce. Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. You can see that at the end of the day, Bitcoin is doing that, exactly what we expected. Something that I always said here on the channel, I have to have my convictions. My convictions are solid until otherwise proven, right? Like in this case, when we were coming down here, when we broke below this yellow arrow right at this horizontal, guys, this is when I went bearish. And unfortunately, I had to be bearish for a few days. And, there was even some individuals that, are part of the community being like, Mike, you switched so quickly from bearish to bullish. And ultimately, my response to it is that, exactly, you have to. Now, if you want to be a trader, you got to switch back and forth. You can't be a perma bull, perma bear, and expect to be a profitable trader. You got to pivot real quick, depending on what the market is giving you. So in this case, we were coming down, and I always mentioned that when we come down to the bottom of the range, it's time to reassess. And as long as we can hold support above the thick white line, guys, I have to be a bullish once again. And guess what? We're bullish again, guys. We're getting a nice bounce to the upside. In the immediate short term, we are looking at a great move to the upside, and we've respected the TA. Guys, in the last 24 hours, I've been giving you play-by-play on how exactly to play this market, and it worked out perfectly. The TA was respected. We broke out of the previous highs. We flew through the volume gap, and by the way, I posted this setup on the Discord. Feel free to join. It's absolutely free. It's a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, learning material, and of course, if we work together as a community to find great setups, we have a high probability to get into good setups that have a high win rate. And you can see at this current moment, we got a rejection at the top of the volume gap because we know why. Risk it comes to that level. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't get back up there. I just feel like this rejection is a good data point, right? We can come back up and go for another higher high and touch the 200 daily. But at least if you took a bit of profit here, or at least now you have time to kind of digest and to see how you want to play this, because there's still weakness right into this level based on volume gap, and there's still this previous high that could be a level of resistance that's confluent with the 200 daily. So on the 4 hour, just be careful, because the majority of the move to the upside, in my opinion, in the short term has already been played out. We could go sideways for a little while, maybe hang right into this volume gap, and then get another impulsive move to the upside, almost like a retracement ABC correction or a 5-way structure to the upside, because ultimately what we are looking for is a big picture pivot on the daily. And I'm going to show you back again. Let's get back into the daily. A lot of people are believing, including myself, that this could be a bull flag, a really solid, actionable bull flag with a nice impulsive move with sideways price action, insinuating that we could definitely get another continuation to the upside and hit some bullish price targets, maybe at about 85k before we maybe hesitate again, maybe get a pullback, or maybe not. Maybe we go parabolic, guys, and go to 121 shot. Who knows? But at the end of the day, at the current moment, we do see some local price action suggesting that we are respecting this as a support. We've done it many times, and as long as we keep on staying above the thick white line, which is 60,500 more or less, guys, I have no choice but to remain bullish, and dips should be bought. If we do break down, we got to be sure that we close candles and that we maybe get a bit of volume. But the only thing that I'm worried about of getting into too much of a bearish state is the fact that we got the 200 daily right here. We got the 200 daily. We have this horizontal, this diagonal, sorry guys, diagonal that is coming all the way from bottom levels that, could be respected. And it's pretty much a legacy line coming from here, all these little, these bigger touches, right? And if we do come down, we get support around this area and get that bounce. It's still a valid, retracement. It's still a valid bull flag for continuation up. So I'm really want to be very cautious here, getting too bearish, considering that, guys, we really didn't have a bull run yet. So what we need is to see what the altcoins and the rest of the market is going to be doing here, because we need to see an altcoin season. We need to see a bull run in full effect. We need to see those parabolic moves. And in the meantime, we can start hunting for those risk to reward ratio opportunities where we can buy at the bottom of the range. All right, guys. So Bitcoin, let's keep an eye on it. Right now, momentum is doing okay. We got oversold and we're getting a bit of a bounce. I don't deny the fact that we could come down for another touch, even if it's a higher low. And if you look at the trend is gearing up for a reversal. EMA cross, green histogram bar, the expansions are slowly tapering in, slowly. So maybe guys, we might get that reversal here, which is really good. Not a bad scenario for Bitcoin to get a nice pivot to the upside. So far, again, bullish until proven otherwise. Let's take a look at Fantom. Fantom at the current moment is doing great. And the reason why I chose to talk about Fantom is pretty much based on altcoin season and obviously how capital gets rotated, right? We can see that Bitcoin is very up there, right? Went to all-time highs already, did its thing. Now I'm not saying it's going to end, but if you want to get into a large cap altcoin, a blue chip, projects that has lots of good fundamentals, we're talking about Fantom, we're talking about Chainlink, we're talking about other blue chips that have been around and have still ecosystem growth, a lot of good bullishness in ecosystem, and those are projects that are going to run up eventually. They're going to run up eventually. The thing is that you would want to start rotating some of your capital from those major gainers such as Bitcoin and even Ethereum, because at this point even Ethereum has done pretty well. BNB also has done pretty well. Solana has done pretty well. Like I said, not that they can't do more, right? Because they definitely can. But if you start trickling down and looking for smaller cap altcoins, still large though, $1.6 billion market cap, Fantom is still large. It still has a lot more opportunity for growth in comparison to those top 5 or those top 3, if you know what I mean. So what we really want to do is start rotating capital bit by bit and identifying opportunities in some of the altcoins that have yet to actually run. Now we do see that Fantom did get some good bullish price action earlier on, right? Stemming from this bottom, nice double bottom, nice horizontal support, a nice thick yellow line suggesting buy, green arrow, buy, all that kind of stuff. Guys, we've been covering Fantom way back, but after a while I had no choice but to kind of put it on the back burner. Why? Is because it started running, right? It started moving and it broke horizontal resistance and it flew right through the volume gap and it got rejected right at the top, and then it came down for a dead cat bounce and it got rejected at this horizontal. And I'm just going to keep this in mind, guys. This TA is in way before the actual price action, so I definitely try to stay one step ahead of the market, and most often the TA is respected, as you can see, definitely respected. So if you took profit here and here based on this rally to the upside, based on entries down here, guys, you've done very well. Now you can see that we've backtested the breakout zone. We came back to the horizontal, the thick yellow line where we broke out previously using previous resistance as potential support at this current moment. Guys, that's a good sign of bullishness if we do get support there. And you can see this huge wall of supply and demand that could act as support. Basically, there's a lot of market participation here that ended up scaling in here for this rally to the upside. And at this point, these individuals, you can consider them hodlers until their bags get tested,
their entries get tested. And as their entries get tested, the weak will sell off. The weak will capitulate. And we want to see and get some proof of how weak some of these individuals are. If the sell pressure is done, if nobody else is selling, that means the price will eventually hesitate, will stall out, we'll see bullish divergences, and we'll start getting in. So now let's start looking at what we have here as far as a signal. Signals beginning price action. You can see nice horizontal support. Very clear here at 51 cents, 50 cents, more or less is a great entry. Let's zoom in here a little bit more. We have the highs, previous highs, all that good stuff. Now, the volume gaps, there's not many, very little ones along the way. A bit of weakness up here as we get back to previous highs if we do get that bounce. And we have a huge cluster of accumulation based on market participation. No volume gaps below, other than when we get down here, we start to show a bit of weakness based on volume gaps. But guys, I'm hoping that all these goons that bought into this level will hold up and they'll have some strong hands not to sell off. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Now, if we look at the momentum, let's take a look at momentum here for a second. Momentum is looking pretty good. Let's make it nice and big here, and you can see that we've gotten oversold once. This came down, didn't get oversold. We came up a lower high, came down for a lower low, we got oversold, and we're now bouncing. Now, in this whole scenario, we did not get bullish divergence yet, so I'm very skeptical. I feel like we could still come down for another dip, and can make a lower low on the price action. Very, very possible. Fall through the oversold condition below the 30% mark with a little bit more strength, and of course in that case we come down for a bit more of a capitulation to test those weak hands, like I'm saying. So I feel like that's also very possible. The fact that we got almost into that territory already is makes it reduced, so the possibility is not that high as in comparison if it didn't get there. Like for example here, the possibility of getting oversold is a lot higher than we are here because we kind of already touched it, and maybe it's done, maybe it is done. If you look at the expansion, the red wave in the background, the expansion is pretty much trying to move to the upside. We've already retraced a little bit, and now we came down a little bit then, and then we're tapering in. So bit by bit, you can see the expansion is also diverging. The bearishness is diverging in the sense that we're making a double bottom right into here, but the expansion is making a higher low. So which is pretty good. That's class B bullish divergence. Class B bullish divergence is a decent divergence indication, and we're also getting class B bullish divergence on the momentum, which is the purple line. As you can see, we're getting a double bottom right into here, and the momentum is moving upwards, so that's a good sign. Volatility is obviously going up and down, while the price action is kind of going sideways here. So we need a little bit of encouragement by momentum. Momentum needs to start waking up and getting overbought, and as that happens, we want to see the volatility go in the same direction. But ultimately, it's okay. It is looking pretty good. I have a feeling that we've came down to oversold conditions for a good while here, and now we're trying to get overbought. The only concern for me right now is I want to see the orange line get oversold again and to potentially get into a long position based on that. I always want to trade volatility in the direction of the momentum. The momentum looks like it's trying to roll to the upside, so let me get an entry when the orange line gets oversold, and then by then we might be able to see what kind of bearishness we still have in us if we come down for that lower low. Because if the volatility comes down to oversold, we could make a lower low, guys, and then it gives us an indication how much strength the bears still have in them. If it makes that lower low, it's not good for the bulls, and the bears are still in control, guys. So we want to see some sort of hesitation here on the bears, that they do not have the equal amount of strength as they did in the past. All right, let's take a look at trend. What's going on with the trend? The trend is looking great. EMAs to the upside. We have a green histogram bars. The expansion is tapering in. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice purple expansion to the upside, suggesting a nice bullish trend reversal. And if we get these EMAs in the bullish control zone, which is the top half of the oscillator, guys, it's looking good for the trend. The Fantom trend is looking for that pivot right here at the bottom. So now that we saw that what we have here for momentum, that looks pretty decent, you know, it's when oversold, they're looking for, we're not getting signs of bullish divergence, but the trend is looking pretty good, getting those EMA crosses and all of that. We got horizontal supports that could hold up, so we're looking at a good risk to reward ratio. We're looking at a level where we have a high probability of potentially getting a reversal, but it's still a bit early. Why? Because price action is not giving us a change of character. So if we kind of look at this, you know, it does look like some sort of three-wave structure to the downside, A, B, C. We can see that one impulsive move, one retracement, another impulsive move. The question is the impulsive move done? Is this retracement done? Do we come down a little bit more to hunt liquidity, get that one little spike to the downside, and then we get in? But I can say this, you're not buying tops. Okay, you're not buying tops. It does look like a 786 retracement from the swing low to the swing high. You look at where we are right now consolidating. It's between the golden pocket. We did wick down to the 786, almost even to the 886. So we're doing pretty good as far as Fibonacci retracement levels. You can see how deep this is. But if we come down for one more impulsive move, I can see us coming down to the 886, which is at about 42 cents. Now, why 42 cents? Why that level? There's not much confluence at that level. In fact, if we get to that zone, we're in the thick of things right here into the volume, and we'll have seen a few of these holders capitulate and sell off on a loss potentially, right? So this is something that we have to consider. If the bears have it still in them, do they have enough strength to get these people to start selling? And I don't think that it's possible. I don't think that it's the case, but you never know. So what we really have to do is understand that we're a bit early, because as of now, we're making lower lows and lower highs. So what I would like to see is structure down here, guys. And I'm going to be saying this quite a bit in the next little while, because I think that we're really early to expect that pivot. We're getting early signs of a pivot across the market. Like yesterday was looking really bullish. Now today we're getting a bit of a pullback, and these ups and downs, these peaks and valleys are very important so that we can form structure. And what we really want to see here is a pivot point structure, whatever it is: inverse head and shoulders, cup and handles, Adam and Eves, W formations, and bullish divergences right into here. And then all of a sudden some follow through, a back test of confirmation, low, higher low, and then continuation to the upside, and we start moving, right? I love the artwork here, guys. I'm sure you do too. So you get what I mean, right? So a little bit of a structure would be awesome, so that we can put a stop loss underneath. We can build our positions with a bit more confidence in the fact that we are mitigating risk, not so much confidence in the sense that we've identified a bottom, because you never know, right? We need to apply some sort of statistical probability to that, and obviously risk management. But what I do like is when there's structure, we know where to put a stop loss. As of now, where do you put your stop loss? And that's a difficult thing. Do you put it at the bottom of the wick? That's very possible. But given that we're making lower lows and lower highs, it's very likely maybe we come back down to that wick area and maybe starts forming the structure that I'm talking about. So what I would like to do is see a nice double bottom, a nice maybe bounce up to this level, come down, get a a higher low, and then come back up, get a higher low, and then go for a higher high. And then we can start, looking at this as a shoulder, a head, and a potential shoulder. And then we look at necklines where we start to break, and so on and so forth. And then we start looking for that pivot to the upside. In the meantime, we be patient, guys. Be very patient. And what I'm saying here at this current level, which is at about 55 cents, 54 cents, it is absolutely fine and okay to deploy a bit of capital. Just don't bet the farm. 10%, 20% right into here. And as you build the confirmation, the structure, deploy, and build that, put in that stop loss, and eventually we will get that reversal. Okay, guys. So when I do see some of these indicators or further confirmations of that reversal, expect an update. Feel free to join live at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action, and I'll be glad to cover any projects that you have in mind. I'll definitely put them in top priority. Guys, feel free to join the Discord. Guys, the Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learn material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, take care. See you tonight, 7:30 Eastern. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.